Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Once again, welcome to South Africa Lately, a channel that discusses South African trending news. We do, however, grab here and there from international news when it is trending enough to be brought here. Please do understand that I am not a politician. I do not have deep knowledge in politics. However, I am a South African citizen who's also a voter. And of course, I do believe that my views count when it comes to political affairs of our super gorgeous country. Now, there is something that I want to say before we enter into this. South Africans, the majority of South Africans are behind General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. And that is simple, straightforward. Because as a South African citizen who loves South Africa and who is concerned about the things that are happening in South Africa, you have to be on the side of General Mkhwanazi, because it is no doubt that, there is no doubt that he has touched the nerve, the necessary nerve that was supposed to be touched for everything that is not well in South Africa to be shaken and exposed. And I just feel like it's the tip of the iceberg of the things that are happening in this country. We are yet to see many things, or we are yet to hear about the many things that are happening in this country. And I am of a view that even if it's prominent politicians that are involved, the people that we love, we must never lose sight of what should happen, because we have become these people that are now political fans. We vote for the people that we like because we are their fans. We no longer go down and scrutinize, why are we voting for this person? What is the outcome that we are looking for? We just vote for them because we like, because there's some rivalry between them and the other side that we don't like. We just want them to succeed because we are pressing the ones we don't like. See, we are also involved in this mess that is happening in South Africa because of how we vote the leaders that we choose. So I just want to share with you the video clip, or rather the sound, or maybe the audio of Julius Malema talking about General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. There is something that I am sensing there, and that's something that I'm sensing. I'm going to share it with you after you have listened to what Julius Malema said.
And colleagues, I should put it on record that it becomes very clear as we proceed that certain people don't want Mkhwanazi to appear before this committee. And they use all manner of excuses to make sure that he doesn't appear before this committee. Others even sing the loudest in a pretentious way as if they are his number one defense force. But deep down, they don't want him to appear before this committee. That's why you can't even revoke sanctioning him, because if it doesn't come, the better. Some of you forget how this committee came about, and many of you opposed the existence of such a committee. And now, because of whatever reason this committee is here, you start finding a way of juniorizing it. What does our committee have to do with the Commission of Inquiry, which is toothless? It's not binding. It can't bite. Why did we put those things in terms of in the terms of reference that we can subpoena a person? There was someone's wife who appeared before one of the committees here, and the husband is here. When she asked for postponement or for this or that, everything else was rejected because there was huge interest on her. And she was reminded that we can even proceed without you. But because you don't have interest, you pretend like you have interest, and you create an impression that Julius has got something to hide. How can I have something to hide when I say someone must come before the committee? You must decide what you want. You must decide whether you want Mkhwanazi before the committee or you don't want Mkhwanazi before the committee. And if you want Mkhwanazi before the committee, in the terms of reference, there are mechanisms to get Mkhwanazi into the committee. Mkhwanazi told you, I'm not coming to you. Even before there was an actual date of the commission. That's how junior you are. And you want us to participate in a committee like this that has been juniorized? There is some senior committee called a commission. We have been juniorized. You have turned this committee into a toothless body. It is going to be the most useless body. I'm not even sure if some of us can continue participating in such a committee that agrees on something and do something else. Mkhwanazi, subpoena does not mean Mkhwanazi is wrong. If you don't know English, it's none of my problems. It's none of my baby to feed Malta Bella. Mkhwanazi must be subpoenaed because what Mkhwanazi said is important and cannot be postponed for a day. It's very urgent. But all of a sudden, even if Mkhwanazi becomes the last, that's fine. We can look at other people. Why? Because you don't want the truth. And you create an impression that you want the truth. You don't want the truth. I am here to seek the truth. That's why I'm saying Mkhwanazi must be subpoenaed. Mkhwanazi must come. We have nothing to do with the commission. We can never use a material of the commission in our committee. Mkhwanazi must write an affidavit directed to our chairperson, and that becomes a document of our committee. Any other thing is a hearsay. We don't want that. We want that which has been said to us by Mkhwanazi and the rest of them. I don't know what you're doing with Deputy Minister Cyril. To show that you want to make this thing useless, you have put in deputy ministers with no powers. I don't know what they're going to tell you. I don't know what you want to get from those people. You are getting deputy ministers because you want to render this committee useless. That's what you're doing. And we don't agree with any of the proposals. We don't change any terms of reference. We want Mkhwanazi as number one. If you can't get him through Lavi-Davi approach, subpoena him. We are not doing anything outside the terms of reference. And then how can a person who started the allegations be the last one to testify? What are you going to use? With due respect, Honorable Bredenbach, we cannot use what has been said on TV. We cannot use that. We can use what is in the affidavit, and that affidavit must have an oath. So who are you going to question based on what? What is before you? We need something before us. And the person who can give that is Mkhwanazi. He has to come. Even if it means stopping half the way to go and appear into the commission, finish, come back, that's fine. But he has to come to us. Without Mkhwanazi, we are toothless, we are useless, we don't know what we're talking about. Someone is alleging here. You go and ask someone else, or Baru, you did 1, 2, 3. Or go and ask the person who said, I did that, and give you a proof. They say Sibia has stolen or taken the dockets. That's one of the allegations. Of course, we know the dockets have been returned or whatever the case might be. We are going to go to Sibia and say to Sibia, where are the dockets? I never took any dockets. Don't know, what do you mean? He says, go to the person who says I stole the dockets to give you evidence that I took the dockets. It doesn't work like that. As an advocate, Honorable Bredenbach, you know that. It doesn't work like that. There has to be a person who makes the allegations. We have to test the allegations. We have to test the evidence of the allegations. On the basis of that, summon people, because we now have something that gives us at least a prima facie to can engage these people. I rest my case.
There is something that I'm sensing from what Julius Malema is saying. First of all, General Mkhwanazi is already booked for the commission, the Madlanga commission. And also, I'm here thinking to myself, the same government or the president set up those two structures to deal with the same thing out of the same witnesses. Was these two structures that were set up, were they not supposed to communicate better and understand the dates that Mkhwanazi is available on this date, or we have already booked Mkhwanazi for the Madlanga Commission, so you can only get Mkhwanazi at such dates, so that so that you are able to access him. And how is this Mkwanazi's fault, the unavailability? How is it his fault when the commission has already booked him? I don't understand this. And there is something that I'm picking up from what Julius Malema is saying. He is saying that the commission is toothless. It cannot hold anybody accountable, which is true. And this is one of the things that South Africans were complaining about, that why do we need the commission? Because we have seen what happened with the Zondo Commission. We never got to see anybody being held accountable. It is a waste of money and the fruitless exercise that just gives us files to keep there and talk about, and nothing will happen as far as holding people responsible accountable. Now, I'm asking myself, why didn't we just go straight to the ad hoc committee? Why didn't we go straight to ad hoc? Why didn't we go straight to that committee and be the one that is handling this whole situation, since it is able to hold people accountable? Why did we need the commission? Why? Why is the commission there? And the other thing that I'm picking up from Julius Malema, there's a power struggle to prove which one is more dominant between the commission and the committee. So I kind of feel like Julius Malema is saying the most powerful committee is being undermined, and the commission is being put on a pedestal like it is bigger or more influential than the committee. So now I sense that Mkwanazi is just being caught in the middle of this power struggle, because I have not seen anywhere where Mkwanazi said, I'm not going to come there, I'm unable to come there, and I just don't want to come there. I have not seen that. And I have not picked up that Mkwanazi undermines the process that seeks to unfold the truth from the allegations that he made. And when you look at Mkwanazi, the things that he has done so far, and Julius Malema even praising him, General Mkwanazi, before, you can tell that is an intelligent man who has a very functional head. He cannot just wake up like them politicians do and say, I don't want to come there, or make up excuses not to appear. Because for him to do what he did is a man who is determined to see the results of whatever process that is going to be embarked on, to discover the truth, to heal South Africa. Because I just feel like this is where we are sick the most, the lawlessness. So if we see people trying to restore order and law in South Africa, those people need to be supported. So I still don't understand why we have these two structures. That's why I did not like the commission. History has told us that the commission will never give us any results, because we saw, as I said before, we saw the Zondo Commission. So why is General Mkwanazi being caught in the middle of a power struggle between the commission and the committee? So, and I just feel like the whole thing is about dominance. And Julius Malema now is threatening leaving the committee. Sana, I said, I'm not sure that some of us still want to continue with this. And also, when he says there are people who don't want Mkwanazi to appear, I don't dispute that. He said, you put deputy ministers there, people who have no power. That is very interesting as well. But him, like, sounding like he's intimidating Mkwanazi. That's the issue that I also have with Julius Malema, because he's always unclear. As loud as he is, as coherent as he can be, but there is something where he loses us on the message that he's trying to push. Because now you find the supporters of the EFF, or maybe the supporters of Julius Malema, or the people just love Julius Malema in general, saying, no, you misunderstood him. This is what he's saying. For so many times, it happened so many times with Julius Malema. So it felt like he's actually intimidating Mkwanazi, because there is no way he doesn't know that he was booked by the commission. The only thing that was left was the communication between the committee and the commission. To how do we handle this, since we have booked him and we are the ones that are able to hold people accountable, and your own is just to give recommendations. So it is only right that he starts with us and you postpone your own. Do you get what I'm saying? They were supposed to work like that according to me, but you do share your own views in the comment section. Not Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi being now painted as if he's being rebellious and he doesn't want to participate in what he has started. And when Julius Malema said he created this mess, it's like something that was not wanted, something that was not supposed to be. And also when he said, we are not going to be told by Mkhwanazi what to do. No, you tell me that does not sound like intimidation, please. And so, yeah, that's the thing. And I still don't understand. And I was glad when I saw this video clip that I'm about to share with you. Somebody saying we also have these two structures that were set up by the president using the same witnesses, because that's the question that I was having as well. He also said, this is not Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi's fault. There is nothing he can do. And that is somebody who comes from the same committee where Julius Malema comes from. And it makes Julius question. It makes one begin to question now, why is Julius Malema like that? Why does he sound like he's attacking Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi? Please do enlighten me in the comment section. What is it that Julius Malema is trying to do by going after Mkhwanazi? We understand that the committee prioritizes itself as the number one thing in this, before the commission, which I agree with. Because now, if the commission does not hold anybody accountable, all they can do is recommendations from a lot of money that is being spent. And we have seen with the Zondo Commission that those recommendations, they choose to follow, they choose not to follow. And even the people from the commission themselves said, they said so, saying that we only recommend, they are not forced to implement the recommendations. Even the president is not forced to implement the recommendations. Now one begins to wonder, why do we need the commission on something so important? I feel like it's a unnecessary expenditure and exercise. Like, it's not necessary. So anyway, guys, whatever your views are, share those in the comment section as I leave you watching this video clip of somebody who's saying it is not Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi's fault. We had to postpone to accommodate the fact that Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi has already been booked by the commission. Anyway, guys, if you watched up to here, and I'd like to say inkosi kakhulu for your support. And the next time you bump into my videos, kindly watch my ads in full, as that support really goes a long way. And to those who are already watching my ads in full, guys, and support, I'll be seeing you in my next video. And don't forget to share your views in the comment section. I always look forward to reading those. If time allows me, I'll certainly respond. But if it doesn't, I always take time to react, to show that I appreciate your participation in my channel. And to those comments that I have not reacted to, I'm certainly coming to those when I get time later this afternoon. Do have yourself a fabulous day.
So I think the last time I did an interview with yourselves, one of your colleagues, I explained that we have a situation where two arms of the state, Parliament and the executive, the president in particular, have appointed the ad hoc committee and a commission of inquiry, and dealing with the same, more or less the same subject. So, but the same witnesses. We met as the ad hoc committee. We agreed that General Mkhwanazi must be the first witness on our list. And at the time we made contact with him, we found that he was already at the commission. Unfortunately, he can't divide himself into two halves. One half that will be with the commission and the other half with us. It's a dilemma that he found himself in, and it required us that we engage with the commission and explore the options that were available, and we found that the commission would have loved to have him until the 22nd of September.
Yeah.